Welcome to my channel, Centerlink Alert, and this channel exists for one reason only: to make sure you never feel alone or confused when it comes to your payments, your rights, and your financial security. I'm here to give you clear, honest, and caring information that actually helps. No confusing jargon, no runaround, just the truth delivered with respect. And if this is your first time here, welcome. You've found a community that understands what you're going through because we've all been there, waiting, worrying, wondering if something went wrong. Now, before we go any further, I need you to hear this loud and clear. Your payment is not gone. It has not disappeared. If you are eligible, if your account is active, if your details are correct, then your money is on its way. But I understand that knowing it's coming and actually seeing it in your account are two very different things. And when you're relying on that payment for groceries, for medication, for electricity, for fuel to get to appointments, even just one day of delay can feel like a crisis. It can make you question everything. Did I do something wrong? Has my eligibility changed? Is the system broken? Will I ever see that money? Those questions are real, and those fears are valid. So let me tell you what's really happening right now across Australia with November Centrelink payments. There are several reasons why payments might appear late, delayed, or missing this month, and I'm going to break every single one of them down for you in a way that makes sense. Some of these reasons are technical. Some are related to how banks process transactions. Some have to do with weekends and public holidays, and some are simply because the MyGov and Services Australia systems are processing enormous volumes of payments all at once. But here's what matters most. Your payment doesn't just vanish into thin air. The system is designed to protect your entitlement, not take it away. However, and this is really important, understanding why delays happen is the key to preventing stress, confusion, and unnecessary panic. Let's start by talking about what a late payment actually means, because this trips people up all the time. A payment might feel late when it usually hits your account at 8 in the morning, but today it's 2 in the afternoon and still nothing's there. Or maybe it usually arrives on a Thursday, but this time the calendar shifted things around and the banking date moved. Or perhaps you open the MyGov app, and instead of seeing completed next to your payment, you see the word processing, and that single word sends your mind racing. When any of these things happen, the first emotion that floods in is worry. And that makes complete sense because nobody wants to feel uncertain about something this important. Etwas, das ihre Fähigkeit direkt beeinträchtigt, zu überleben und mit Würde zu leben. But the reason we're here together right now is to remove that worry and replace it with something far more powerful, which is clarity. So let's talk calmly and respectfully about the most common causes of late Centrelink payments and what each situation actually means for you. First, you need to understand how the payment cycle really works behind the scenes. When a payment is scheduled, Centrelink sends it out on the business day before it's officially due. That's standard procedure. However, and this is where things get tricky, your bank still has to clear those funds before they actually appear in your account. Now, here's the thing that surprises most people. Some banks clear funds within minutes. Some take several hours. Some process overnight in batches that only show up the next morning. This means two people with the exact same payment date, living on the same street, banking with different institutions, can receive their payment at completely different times. One person might see their money early in the morning, another might not see it until the afternoon, and someone else might not see it until the next business day entirely. So if your friend, your neighbor, or someone you know already received their Centrelink payment and yours hasn't arrived yet, it does not mean your payment is missing or that something's wrong with your account. It simply means your bank processes funds on a different timeline. This is not about fairness or priority. It's just how the banking system works across different institutions. Now, let me talk about something that catches people off guard every single time. Weekends and public holidays change everything. If your payment date happens to fall on a weekend or on a public holiday, the payment scheduling shifts. Some banks release payments early to make sure you get them before the holiday. Other banks process them on the next available business day after the holiday. So a delay of even 12 hours can look alarming when you're expecting the money at a specific time. But it's usually completely normal and tied to banking schedules, not Centerlink errors. However, there are also times when the delay isn't just about banking timing, and this is where understanding your Centerlink account status becomes absolutely critical. Sometimes the MyGov app displays payment details later than the money is actually released on Centerlink's end. So if your balance isn't showing up in the app yet, but your payment history and banking activity look normal, it could just be a display delay, not an actual payment issue. But if the payment line doesn't show up at all in your upcoming payments or your payment history, then we need to dig a little deeper. We need to check your identity verification status. We need to look at recent messages from Centerlink that might be sitting in your inbox. We need to confirm whether your earnings were reported if you're required to report. We need to verify that your bank details are correct and up to date. Und wir müssen sicherstellen, dass Ihr Berichtstermin ordnungsgemäß eingereicht wurde, wenn anwendbar. Now, I know that might sound like a lot, but don't worry. I'm going to walk you through each of these step by step in a way that doesn't require special knowledge, complicated technical terms, or advanced skills. All you need is a little bit of patience, a clear head, and a calm breath. Before we move forward, I want to speak directly to your heart for just a moment. I understand that when a payment is late, your mind starts to race. You might feel overwhelmed, pressured to fix everything immediately, worried that if you don't act fast, something terrible will happen. But the truth, the real truth, is that most payment delays are not caused by something you did wrong. In fact, in many cases, the delay can be understood and resolved very easily just by reviewing a few key areas in your account. So I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine that you're sitting somewhere comfortable right now, maybe with a warm cup of tea or coffee, and I'm sitting right there with you, speaking slowly, clearly, and kindly. We're going to take this step by step. We're not rushing. We're not panicking. We're not assuming the worst. We're simply gathering information piece by piece so you can understand exactly what's going on. If you have your phone or computer nearby, that's great. But if you don't, that's fine too. Just listen for now. You can come back to this video anytime you need to. You're not under any pressure. You're not on a countdown. You're simply here, learning, and that's already a powerful step forward. The first place to look is your MyGov account, which is linked directly to Centerlink. When you open the Services Australia section, you should be able to see your past payments and your upcoming payments. Sometimes the payment has already been processed on Centerlink's side, but your banking app just hasn't updated yet. Other times, the payment might show a status of processing, which means the system has confirmed your entitlement, it has approved the payment, but it's still moving through the final technical steps before it hits your bank account. If you don't see the payment listed at all, that's when we look deeper and start asking more specific questions. There may be a message waiting for you that you haven't seen yet. Centerlink sends important notices through the inbox inside MyGov, and sometimes these messages are easy to miss, especially if you're not checking the app every single day. The system might be asking you to confirm something small, like your identity details, your current living situation, your earnings for the fortnight, or your bank account details if they were recently changed or updated. Even something as minor as a middle name being spelled slightly differently, a hyphen in your surname, or a new debit card number can cause the automatic payment system to pause temporarily. This doesn't mean your payment has been canceled or taken away. It simply means the system needs to verify the correct information to avoid sending money to the wrong place or the wrong account. Think of it like this. The system is double-checking to make sure the money goes exactly where it needs to go, safely and correctly, so there are no errors, no mix-ups, and no problems down the line. Sometimes the issue is related to income reporting. If you receive a payment that requires you to report your income, like job seeker or certain disability or carer payments, you may need to verify your earnings before the payment is released. If reporting was forgotten or submitted late, the payment could be paused temporarily. But again, this can be fixed, and you will not lose the payment. You can simply submit the report through the app or over the phone, and once it's processed, the payment will be released. It may take a few hours or up to one full business day, depending on what time of day you submit it and how busy the system is at that moment. The important thing to remember here is patience and clarity. The system sometimes moves more slowly at certain times of the month, especially at the beginning and end, or when major updates or government policy changes are being rolled out across the platform. None of this is your fault. None of this is a sign that your payment is gone forever. It's simply the system processing information, like a large machine, that sometimes takes an extra moment to finish the job. Now, I want to emphasize something really important. If there's no message in your inbox, no request for verification, and no flag or alert showing up in your account, then the delay is almost always a banking or processing issue, not a Centerlink eligibility problem. And that means your payment is already on the way, it's in motion. It's just moving through the final technical stages before it lands in your account. If you do find a message in your account, take your time reading it, even if the language feels technical or confusing. Government messages can sometimes feel heavy or difficult to understand, and I hear that from people all the time, especially seniors who tell me the wording feels intimidating. But I want to reassure you that the message itself usually has a very simple purpose, which is confirming a detail before releasing your money. If you need to update information, you can often do this yourself directly in the app. Or if you prefer human contact and want to speak to someone, you can schedule a callback with Centerlink instead of waiting on hold for hours. Yes, you can actually schedule a callback. It may take a few hours for them to reach you, but it prevents the frustration and stress of sitting on hold, listening to music for long stretches of time. Now, let's talk about something that confuses a lot of people. Sometimes the payment has already been sent by Centerlink, but your bank hasn't displayed it in your account yet. Different banks have completely different processing schedules. Some banks process payments overnight, some process them early in the morning, some process in intervals throughout the day. And on weekends or public holidays, these schedules shift even more. So if your payment is delayed by a few hours or even a full day, it could simply be that your bank is slower in releasing funds compared to other banks. In those situations, checking your online banking history for pending deposits, scheduled deposits, or recent transactions can offer you some reassurance. Many banks actually display pending transactions before they officially appear in your available balance, and seeing that pending notification can ease your mind while you wait. I want to tell you something that really matters. You deserve stability, you deserve clarity, you deserve respect, and you deserve to understand what's happening with your money without fear, without confusion, and without feeling like you're being ignored or pushed aside. That's exactly why we're doing this together. Slowly, kindly, and calmly. Now that you understand how to check your account without stress, I want to guide you into the final and most important part of this conversation. This isn't only about solving today's issue, this is about making sure you feel safer, more informed, and more supported in the future as well. Take a moment and truly acknowledge something about yourself. You have handled more in your life than most people will ever realize. You've endured challenges, pain, responsibilities, and uncertainty that would break others. You've provided for people, helped people, raised families, supported partners, worked jobs, and survived moments you never thought you'd get through. And yet, here you are, still standing, still trying, still moving forward despite everything that matters. Your strength deserves respect and recognition. So if a late payment has caused you stress, fear, pressure, or even tears, please know this. Those feelings are real, they're completely valid, and they do not make you weak. They simply show how much your life depends on stability, reliability, and fairness, and you deserve all of those things. When a payment is delayed, it can feel like your entire world becomes shaky and uncertain. But once you know how the system works behind the scenes, the fear begins to lose its power over you. Understanding is what turns worry into control. If your payment is marked as completed or approved in MyGov, then it's guaranteed it may just be waiting for your bank to release it into your account. That means the money is already yours. It just hasn't appeared yet. It's like a letter that's already been mailed but is still traveling to your mailbox. It's not lost. It's not gone. It's simply on its way. If your payment is marked as processing, that means the system is preparing it right now. It has recognized your eligibility. It has acknowledged your entitlement. It has confirmed your status. It's simply in the final part of the release cycle. And once that step completes, the funds will move to your bank, usually without you needing to take any further action. If your payment doesn't appear at all or is paused, and there's a message asking you to verify something, update your details, or confirm your circumstances, then completing that task will resolve the issue. Once that information is submitted, the payment will continue automatically. You won't have to fight for it. You won't have to beg or argue. The system is designed to continue payments once the correct information is updated. It simply needs that clarity to avoid errors and ensure accuracy. In those moments, staying calm isn't always easy, but it's incredibly powerful. It protects your mind, your body, and your health. Stress has a way of making time feel longer than it actually is. A delay of a few hours can feel like days when fear is sitting heavy on your chest, but when we understand what's really happening, we reclaim our peace again. Now, something very important that many people don't know. If a delayed payment is affecting your ability to buy food, medication, fuel, or other necessities, you can request an urgent advance payment. Many people have no idea this option even exists, but Centerlink can provide emergency releases for those in genuine need. It's not charity. It's not asking for something extra or something you don't deserve. It's support that exists for moments exactly like this. You are allowed to ask for help when you need it. And I want to remind you with complete sincerity, needing help does not make you a burden. You've spent your life giving to others. It's okay to receive now. As we reach the end of this video, I want to speak directly to your heart, not just your situation or your circumstances. You are not alone. Even though late payments can make you feel isolated and invisible, you are part of a community of people who rely on the same system, who feel the same stress, who carry the same questions and the same fears. And here in this space, on this channel, you are seen. Not as a number, not as an account reference, but as a person with dignity, with value, and with rights. No one should ever feel ashamed of needing financial support. No one should feel embarrassed about relying on government assistance. Support exists because life is not always predictable, because circumstances change, and because every human being deserves security and stability. If you ever feel overwhelmed, anxious, or uncertain in the future, you can return to this video and listen again just to feel grounded and reassured. Sometimes just hearing a steady, calm voice makes the world feel a little less frightening. You deserve that comfort. And before we close, I want to invite you gently and respectfully to subscribe to Centerlink Alert if you haven't yet. This isn't about numbers or algorithms or growing a channel for the sake of it. This is about making sure you have a place where you will always receive information clearly, kindly, and honestly. A place where you're not spoken down to or treated like you don't matter. A place where your concerns are heard and taken seriously. A place where you're treated like family. When you subscribe, you're simply making sure that you stay informed, supported, and never left in the dark. You'll know when payment schedules change. You'll know when policy updates happen. You'll know when something important affects your pension, your benefits, or your entitlements, and you'll never have to navigate this system alone again. So please, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. And if this video helped you today, if it gave you even a little bit of peace or clarity, please give it a like. It helps other people who are feeling exactly what you felt find this information when they need it most. My dear listener, thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting this space with your worries and your fears. Thank you for letting me speak with you today. Truly, take a deep breath right now. You did well. You handled this with patience and clarity, and things are going to be okay. Your payment is coming. Your stability is still yours. Your future is still in motion. You are safe in this moment. I wish you peace. I wish you relief. I wish you rest tonight. And I'll see you in the next update. Take care with respect and warmth. Retry Claude can make mistakes. Bitte überprüfen Sie die Antworten. Advice.